Now, if you love banana pudding, then this strawberry shortcake banana pudding is just for you. And I'm going to show you exactly how I made it because y'all already know there is no gatekeeping over here. And first thing we're going to do is go ahead and start working on our banana pudding custard. Now, I make my banana custard the new school way. I do not do it the old school way. If you like to do it the old school way, then go ahead and do it the way you like to do it, friend. But I'm just showing you how I do it. First thing I'm going to do is get a packet of that banana cream, and then we're going to add in not 1 but 2 cups of cold milk. Once you get your cups of cold milk in there, you're going to go ahead and mix everything together until everything becomes combined. Now that I got the first part of the custard made, I'm going to set that to the side because it's time to work on the second part of the custard. For the second part of the custard, you're going to need a block of cream cheese, some sweetened condensed milk, and some Cool Whip. You're going to take your cream cheese out and you're going to let the cream cheese reach room temperature because the softer the cream cheese is, the easier it is to work with. After the cream cheese has reached room temperature, open you up a can of condensed milk, sweetened condensed milk, add that in there. Once you get that in there, go ahead and add in your Cool Whip. Now, if you're using a blender or a mixer, I want to say a mixer, this part is so much easier. If you do not have a mixer and you're like me and you're mixing it by hand, it is going to take you some time to get that nice, smooth, and creamy, but it's definitely possible. You just got to put a little bit of arm work in there. So I'm going to go ahead and continue to mix this so I get this nice, smooth, and creamy. Once it's nice, smooth, and creamy, it's time for me to combine my banana pudding custard and my Cool Whip, cream cheese, and condensed milk into one pan. I'm going to make sure that I fold everything in together, make sure everything is mixed really well. Once I have it mixed really well, what I like to do is add my custard into a Ziploc bag. Once I get it in the Ziploc bag, put it in the fridge and let the custard start to set. Now, while the custard is setting, it's time for strawberry cake because the cake has to bake and the cake needs to cool as well. So I'm using box cake mix, which is going to be the strawberry flavor, and I'm going to follow it mostly to box instructions with an exception. After the cake mix is in the bowl, instructions calls for 1 cup of water, but I like to replace water with milk, so instead I'm going to add 1 cup of milk. In addition to that 1 cup of milk, the instruction calls for 3 eggs, which I'm going to go ahead and add in 3 eggs. After I get the 3 eggs in there, it's also calling for a 1/2 cup of oil, which I'm going to go ahead and add the oil in there. Now that I have all of my ingredients inside of my box cake, what you're going to do is just go ahead and mix it up. Again, now if you're not using a mixer, you can get that batter nice and smooth without using a mixer just by mixing it with hand, but a mixer would definitely make this process so much easier. After I got my cake mixed together just like this, it came out nice, smooth, and creamy, and I just go ahead and continue to mix it just to make sure I'm getting all the lumps, making sure I got everything on the bottom, scraping the side, the top, and everything else because you want that smooth as possible. Now I'm going to go ahead and get a pan. Once I get my pan, I do like to add a little bit of olive oil, rub it around on the sides, and leave just a little bit at the bottom. In my opinion, this works for me. It helps me when it's time to remove the cake. The cake comes out easy. Turn the pan over and the cake will come out with no problem. You're mixing your cake mix, so I recommend you go ahead and start preheating your oven on 350 degrees because we're going to put our cake in there. We're going to bake it till it's done, and then you're going to let it cool. Once the cake has cooled, I like to go ahead and use one of the cups. As you can see, I still have cake residue on one of the cups to kind of line the circles that I need, and then I go ahead and cut the circles out. Now it's time for us to go ahead and build these cups, which I'm going to first start off with a layer of the cake. After I get a layer of the cake, I am going to go in with a layer of the custard. After I get my layer of custard on there, I had some fresh strawberries, so I went on ahead and diced those up and added those to each one of the cups. After I got my fresh strawberries on top, I did go in with another layer of that cake because we are layering these right here. After I got that second layer of cake on, I'm going to add a little bit more of the custard right on top. After I get that custard on top, I had some of these strawberry cookies, which these cookies are so good. I love these. This is one of my favorite cookies. So I added a cookie on top. We're going to put some tops on it, and then I'm going to just go ahead and put this back in the fridge and let this continue to set, because I did not let my custard set all the way. I like to let it set about 75%, build my cups, and then let it continue to set in the fridge. And this is how it came out. So if you love these strawberry banana pudding cups, this is just for you.